Hi guys, we're gonna start in just a minute. I'm just getting set up here last minute. I forgot a bunch of stuff today and I'm gonna have to do it in my truck. That is my little sausage girl. She's gonna help me and provide moral support during this very important session. Can you see her? I don't know if you can see the sausage girl, but that's the sausage right there. She is a good girl. All right, so give me just a second. Whoa. This is gonna be a little sloppy tonight, guys, because I'm doing this all through my phone, and let I'm also doing it in my truck. Let me put the windows up so I don't get any sounds from the outside Bronx area. And we are going to dive in and have a lot of fun. Nice to see you guys. How you feeling? Wow. So the purpose of this video was twofold, really. One was to make up for my mistake in the last video by not explaining a little bit more about brainwaves. And yay! Hey, Super, great to see you. Thank you so much, Super. I really appreciate you being here, as always. Wherever you are, I appreciate you being there. Renee, awesome. Great seeing you, Renee. Nice seeing you guys. Norberto, oh, this is wonderful. We've got a really nice gang shaping up here. So guys, I wanted to chat a little bit. I got a bunch of responses immediately about that last video with the brainwaves. And I got this device called the Muse that you guys had seen before. It comes in this lovely case. And I've been also looking at the Heart Math Institute ones as well. And Super Sleuth, I just sent her the Inner Balance one that I was using for a while, and it was wonderful. And she can fill you in on how it's helped her. And then I got the Muse, and the Muse reads your brain waves as well as your heart rate. And I guess I've had it for, I don't know, you guys know, I guess like a month maybe. And in that period of time, I have learned to bring down my heart rate, which was the first super easy run, which I've been able to do before, but I think I'm able to drop it like a stone now, a little bit faster. And then also the brainwaves. Now, brainwaves are really confusing because I've seen a lot of different doctors and experts say that different ones do different things. So Colleen, great to see you, dear. So you're just gonna have to find out which ones work for you. But the general premise is that your brain is kind of like a giant iceberg, where most of it is, all your consciousness is really below the surface. I'm gonna get a little air conditioning going here because it's getting warm. And yes, your brain is, Ian, great to see you, Ian. Much love to you and yours. We've been worried about you and thinking about you. You saw our emails, damn it. We care. We do, and we were praying extra for you. Anyway, so the total mind is kind of like an iceberg. The waves that are above the surface are beta waves. And underneath the surface of, which is more your subconscious, is your alpha, your theta, and your gamma. And delta, of course, too. So, there's been a lot of different, I've heard, don't take my word for it. I'm not a neurologist. I'm not an expert in this at all, in any way, shape, or form. I can just share with you my experience and then show you, and then let it stand on its own merits. I've learned over time to do little tricks to peak different brain waves and have whole different body sensations during each one. And I found I have a natural spike, a weird double spike past gamma. But whenever I'm really accurate, I used to think, and you guys know from this channel, we preached theta, and teas, and the mugwort teas and the coffees and everything that boosts theta. And I've found from my personal experience that yes, theta is involved, but when I'm accurate, it's gamma, a really high gamma spike. And I should put on my seatbelt. Okay, just a little bit of air conditioning because it's getting hot in the Bronx. So you can do this yourself, and you can learn to do this yourself. You don't have to necessarily have a Muse to do it. The Muse is a very reasonable device. I think every human being should get cliff notes to your own body and have body mastery. I mean, that should be taught in school, shouldn't it? to be able to calm yourself down in stressful situations. You know, when your heart's racing and something's going on, now I can, and the same thing with the brain. You can ease that tension in stressful moments. Sometimes human beings, we become very reactionary, especially in moments of anger and increased stress, and sometimes we don't think as clearly as we would if we had more body-mind mastery. So, anyway, we're going to put on a Muse now, and I'm going to show you basically how I've gone through each one. Yes, the app. Now, when you get Muse, it comes with basic stuff. And it's wonderful. It'll teach you all these meditations as short as you want. I'm very ADD, as Super will attest to. So, you know, you're able to scale down the time or as much as you feel like in the moment. So you can do a minute meditation. If you don't think you can meditate, you can do a minute, can't you? I think you can. And I think after that minute, you are going to feel great. And of course, I know a lot of different forms of meditation, and using this device is really, really great. You can even really challenge yourself. You can set the difficulty level really high for yourself by, during the calibration, set the calibration really low. So when it's actual time, that it gets very, very big. So, oh, you suffer from depression. It's to be empathetic in the midst of what's going on this planet. It's not surprised that you're depressed. And I don't think you should be upset at yourself. And I don't think you should be mad at yourself for being depressed. I'm glad you did the first most important thing, is share. Because I think a lot of people who have caring, who are empathetic people, who are not sociopaths, are depressed when they look at the state of the world, the heartlessness and the greed, and how people, you know, will trade a Ferrari for the last of a species in 2 seconds. We truly are at the peak of civilization. And we might as well learn how to master our bodies in order to have a greater chance for the next stages of whatever happens. And if we just fulfill more of our potential by activating ourselves as much as we can, activating our potential, being free to really be us, not censoring ourselves, then human potential can really grow. And I think we need every tiny bit for the coming adversities that are certainly encroaching. So I will put on the Muse and we'll dive right in. Let me take off the glasses here first. And I think I'm going to put the iPad down here in the dark because it just would be easier for you guys to see. And the Muse has a bunch of sensors all through the device, as you can see here. There's a little one you can't quite see. Let me put this way. Oh, it'll turn on when I turn it on. You'll see a red light, and that's your heart rate monitor. That one goes right through there, and through a little infrared light reads your heart rate. Isn't that cool? I also want to say I don't want to leave on that depression note, because I think it's really natural to have that feeling, to be sad and depressed. And I think what you do with that is if you build a nest for depression or negativity, it will roost. That's a really important notion. If you build a nest for negativity or depression, it will roost. If you want to fight out of that, you can. It's always a battle, like everything in life. And you have to make that nest not a nest anymore. Really easy, so that negativity and depression is not comfortable within your space. And you can trick yourself in really simple, easy ways. Like, listen to your favorite upbeat, positive, happy music. It has to be upbeat and positive. It can't be like, it has to be that upbeat music that makes you feel really electrified. And for some reason, you guys know that music has this very, almost supernatural ability to change your mood, change your energy level. Like if I get a power rock song before I have to go outside, I'm like, wow, I'm ready. Norberto, buenos días, Norberto. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué pasa contigo y tu familia? Claro, por supuesto, yo hablo. I think having control of this stuff is incredibly, incredibly beneficial. So let's put on this sucker. It fits really snugly. There's a little bit of issues sometimes with some of the signal issues. Connectivity, you can see I have a really weird shaped head, so it's really hard to get a great signal. Hola, Norberto. They don't have a Spanish version here. Oh, I think I can turn around the camera. How do I do that? Okay. Sorry, I'm so ignorant, my friends. Oh, you know what? I'll turn around the other way and talk until I get all of that ready. Why don't I do that? So what I'm doing is on the iPad now is just getting it ready so I can show you guys. You know what? Maybe I'll do it here. I just don't want too much reflection, and I want you guys to be able to clearly see live the ability to do this. And it's literally only taken a month, and there's some really weird things that come with it. I have different sensations during each, and use different things to make it happen. I guess I don't know how to describe it. One of them is really interesting, I think, or at least was for me. So I just want to make sure my Bluetooth is on here. All right, so what you do with this is you can connect it to your computer, to your phone, to an iPad, and there's a bunch of different programs there. There's an extra app you can purchase called Muse Monitor, and that is, let's turn this thing around here. Maybe this will work. Okay, here we go. All right, so here it is, Muse Monitor. And hopefully it should connect up. It takes a second oftentimes to connect up to the headgear. Let me make sure I'm turned on here. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, looky, looky. Looky, looky, my little brainwaves is. Okay, let me get the camera case out of the way. I'll try and get this in a position where it's not so... a little... Yeah, that's pretty good, right? That's decent for you guys? I can't really read the chat. I'm sorry, guys, because I got so many... Only so many hands. Now, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, that is the sensor array. So, when there's nothing there, when it disappears, that means all your sensors are working great. When they appear, that means that sensor is not having quite good connectivity. But it seems like I'm doing okay in terms of connectivity. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, all right. I have to be really small on facial movements, too, because that oftentimes sets it off. Okay, so... let's go for, I don't know, what do we want to go for, guys? What do you want to go for first? Oh, let's do the gamma just to get that out of the way. That one's a little tough, okay? You'll see me calm down and watch the numbers on the left, okay? All right, I'm going to calm down first and then get control of the ship and then steer. Oh man, look at that. None of the sensors are hitting because I'm having micro facial expressions that are knocking them. See, they knocked them all offline. Oh, let me retighten this headgear a little bit. That's the only thing. It's a little frustrating. It's going to happen more, guys, because it's just the nature of this, and I hope it doesn't frustrate you guys too much. Okay, here we go. You can see from right here, it's back to normal. All right. Darn it. I'm just going to hold here for a while, and hopefully I'll have your guys' patience, and just let it roll, and we'll just see how it goes. So for gamma, what I'm doing for gamma, and this is, it's hard to quantify, but I kick out this thing that I'm kind of calling super love. I don't know what else to call it, but it's that kind of feeling like when I really want to, it's just this intense kind of, I don't know, let's see if it works. Okay, get all my sensors here. Okay, it takes me about 30 seconds to get control, and then I can go for it. Wow. Whew. Well, of course it shut off right as it went. Oh, I can't re-scroll it, but you guys saw whatever it was, it was. Okay, we'll do that again. All right, let it all come back. Let me readjust the headgear here for a second. These facial expressions, it's hard, as you can imagine, when you're going through emotions and thoughts and feelings, not to have any facial expressions, okay? So I'm going to try and talk very little and show you guys again, okay? Look, we're down in the 30s now, okay? Come on, sensors. Damn. All right, hold on just a second. All right. Readjust the whole thing, put it back on. Give me a second here. Every time, oh, it'll turn on just so you see what I'm doing. See, what happens here, see right here? The sensors come off your face. And oftentimes when you're doing stuff like this, you're thinking, and your little things like that, as you can see, affect the sensors. So it's really hard. I would love to get a set of gear that is not so sensitive to being knocked offline. So I can't not do my facial. I'm trying really hard. It's giving me extra impediments, which is good, because impediments lead to improvement. Okay, so I'm going back in again. Here we go. Oh, it's just so frustrating, right? Okay, here we go. All right. You guys able to see the gamma jumping there? But I can't really tell because I'm concentrating. I'm not looking at the screen. All right, let me slide this over. All right, let's get us back to normal here. Hopefully the ear sensors. These two sensors here are the ones behind the ear, the very bottom ones. They're oftentimes tricky. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's aggravating me. Oh, it's aggravating me. Let's see what that does. Nothing. I'm very calm, even though I'm aggravated. Okay, so let's, I'm going to switch to another brainwave because maybe that's a little less facial expressions. Wow, it's just not keeping the sensors for some reason. All right, so, I can see something funny now already. See how one side's kind of lopsided? So, I don't think my head is that lopsided. So I'm going to do it again. And now, for that one, what I'm really doing, and that's the toughest one. That is the toughest one. I kind of use that feeling you use when you're doing your abilities. When you're really trying to do PK. It's that feeling combined, it's like a super love. It's hard to describe. But, try wearing a bandana to apply pressure to it. Oh, that's a brilliant idea as always, Super. You are so freaking smart. Okay, you know what? I'm going to see if I can put a hoodie over. Oh, I've got my little hoodie right here. Let's turn this around. I love Super. Isn't she a genius? She's such a genius. We have so much fun training together. In fact, she just had some great remote viewings and real startling ones, live ones. So that's really, really, really cool. All right, let's see if that helps at all a little bit, maybe. And if I stick my ears out, it'll definitely help. Oh, yeah, big time. All right, let's see. I am a freaking alien. Okay, here we go. By the way, that's not my bowels. That is a motorcycle in the Bronx. Oh, I know you guys were thinking that. Looky at that gamma. Oh, I'm sure you guys could just see it skyrocket there for a moment. But I can definitely make it top all the other numbers. I've gotten to the point now where I can consistently do it. It's a little tough with the... You're like, it's too freaking funny, right? All right, so let's bring all the numbers down. Okay, they're doing it naturally, nicely. Yeah, I'm in the Big Apple. I'm in the Boogie Down Bronx. All right, so now we're going to go for one that's oftentimes maligned and difficult, is alpha. Let's go for a little alpha. All right, I've got a little trick for alpha. Hopefully it will work. We'll see what happens. This one is not going to be as tough on my face. It's not as intense. So hopefully I'll be able to keep everything straight here. Oh, wow. Did it do some cool stuff? Yes, no? I think it did. I think I saw it spike there real quick. Okay, I'll let it level off again, stop talking, and then do it again. It's really easy and fast to do this one. what I do for this one is I close my eyes and imagine myself using PK, doing different like super PK, and that's what makes that one jump for me. Sure, if you want to give me an emotion and see if it affects anything. I've never tried it quite that way. Well, actually I have, but damn, the sensor's not working great. Let me redo the sensor. I'm sorry, guys. You know what, too? I have another one. I could try and see if that one's sensor's a little better if this one gets too annoying. All right, come on, sensors. Tighten up. In fact, another friend of mine has a Muse and has the same problem. There's a real connectivity issue for the sensitive programs. Okay, looks like it's starting to get... Okay, you want to give me an emotion? Okay. Oh, this headgear's killing me. You know what? I'm going to switch to another pair I have and see if that one is charged up. I don't know if it is or not. I'm going to turn... Pair number 2. We're going to turn off this pair. And we're going to have to repair up here. This one looks good. Looking good. Okay, nice. All right, give me just a second, gang. I love you. Thank you so much, everybody, for your patience and for coming and learning a little bit about brainwaves. So, for me, in order to make the alpha spike, I kind of close my eyes and imagine utilizing PK. And that's what just made it spike a minute ago. If you want, wait till it straightens out again. Did the alpha numbers go up there a little bit? A little better. So, I can't hear it. Is there an emotion? Do you want to do the emotion, gang? Oh, it's not a crack. It's just a hair or something on the screen, I think. Looks like a crack, but it's not. So, gang, I can't overstate how valuable this has been to me, or at least it feels like it's been so far. To be able to do this is something I'm going to continue doing, continue working on, and you can see, as you guys know, I've only had this 3 to 4 weeks, and in that period of time to be able to spike these different ones individually, and not just, of course they all go up to a certain degree, but I can make one the highest. So it's really, really cool. All right, so let's see if any super, did you want me to do an emotion and see if it affects? I can't see chat here. What's going on? Live chat. All messages are visible. Let me do that. Okay. Welcome to live chat. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm such a nerd. I'm not like running this channel to like, you know, maximum market and maximize this and that. I'm just running it to best as I can, share with you guys what little knowledge I know, and us all kind of explore together as a group, you know. It's amazing too. I was telling Super before that in another aspect of this, when I bring my heart down, they have different reward sounds, and it's birds. And all I have to do to make the birds come is just to tell Stephanie, my gal, I love you. Or just think of loving her. And the birds start chirping and chirping. You know, let me show you a little bit of that program too, because this is a very valuable thing. Okay, so this is the Muse basic program that comes with it. And it's really, really very, very dynamic. It allows you to do mind meditations, heart meditations, body movement meditations, lung breathing meditations, and timed meditations. A lot of those are special ones like with Deepak Chopra and other ones. So you can literally work on your mind, body, anything. So this one, we'll do a quick little 1-minute one here, just to show you how it works. Now, it's going to be noisier the more busy my mind is. And the quieter my mind is, the quieter it will be. And if I'm doing really, really well, you will hear birds chirping. Okay, so here we go. I just did a quick 1 minute This is going to be a 1-minute mind meditation, only 1 minute long. The sound effects are going to be rainforest sounds. So if you hear a lot of rainforest sounds, and I'm not going to do intro to Muse. I'm going to do, let's see which one I can do here. Muse Essentials. We'll do the biggest, oh, darn it, let's go back here. That, I guess. All right. I'll train a puppy. Cute. All right, so a 1 minute rainforest. Let me make sure the sound is up nice and loud here, hopefully. And we're going to go in. All right, here we go. Make sure this is on. She's on, so it'll find it in just a second. Keep searching, darling. You'll find her. Okay. It seems ludicrous to me that we don't get taught how to control our own bodies. We don't get taught about consciousness growing up. I know all of us had thoughts about, life and death and what does just this thinking mean? What does this mind mean that I'm experiencing? And children don't get talked to too much about this, and they oftentimes have weird questions, what does life mean? And they have wacky presumptions sometimes because they haven't been given the opportunity to talk about this stuff and express their feelings. And not to mention the realities of utilizing empathy and the effect of empathy on accurate ESP. If kids knew that they could get superpowers from being empathetic, oh my gosh. And if you made an environment so kids could feel free to fail big, well, even forget the second part. If you just did the first part, if you let kids explore their own consciousness and empathy, there would never be another school shooting. We would all know how we feel. And we would want to care. Okay, rainforest, here we go. What it's doing now is making sure all the sensors are working.
For this calibration, find a comfortable position and close your eyes. Take a deep breath.
All right, I'm going to do this for just a little bit so I can accurately do the calibration here.
Muse is now listening to your brain signals. Relax and let your mind flow naturally. If your mind wanders, let it wander. If your mind is blank, that's okay too.
Mine is always blank, by the way. So what this is doing now is it's reading my brain so it can have an accurate determination of how it should be described afterwards. So I gotta go back, I'm sorry. You can hear some Bronx sounds, can't you? That's some authentic Bronx boogie.
Welcome back. How are you feeling about the session today?
I'm feeling great.
You might be aiming for a perfectly calm session. This is totally natural. But the truth is, everyone gets distracted when they meditate.
Isn't that awesome? It's the truth. Everyone gets distracted when they meditate. Let's just dive in.
Training your mind is kind of like training a puppy. You sit the puppy.
Puppy, sit. All right. Here we go. I'll get to some birds. Just a second. Whew, that was a quiet one, wasn't it, gang? Lots of birds in that one. So that was a very good session.
Great job.
So if I wanted to now, I could write a journal. Oh, I was feeling this today and that today. And then here's the great part about it. You can save all of your results. Okay, so here it's a graph. Right here, check out this graph. Tells you your day, your time, and you can see me go, whoa, oopsie doopsie. I got lots of calm points and birdies and... Okay, so let's go over here. Let me go back for a second. Hey, how did I do that? I've never done that before. That was interesting. Okay, so here's my my brainwaves there. Isn't that really cool? How at first, remember when I was talking at the beginning, and then once I started concentrating, boom, 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 right to the bottom of the measurable. Right there, I hit the bottom of the measurable even. Justin Thomas, great to see you. And I got 10 birds. And so you can also go and check your heart rate. You can take this here and freeze in on a section, like right here. I want to freeze in this section. See exactly what was going on here. Oh, and then I transitioned into the bird there. And isn't that cool? Inner Balance does that too, which is really, really nice. And then, of course, there's a heart. That was a mind meditation. And we can do heart meditation. So I highly advise you guys getting into some sort of mind-body interface. Some biometrics will really make you feel great and will make you feel more in touch with your machine, your whole body, and will help you provide balance. Because we all really need balance, especially if you're exploring this field. It's very easy to push yourself too hard and get unbalanced. So balance is really the key to keep exploring. I just had, in January, I had that amazing series of incidents where I went way past balance and crazy, absolutely unbelievable experiences and wonderful stuff. And then you have to come back and find balance. You get to find balance and find it in love and your home responsibilities and, don't forget about your family and all that stuff. This stuff is very passionate, and if you're an experiencer, don't slip into drugs or alcohol to numb the pain and the shock and just, talk to us. If you feel or feel like you want to do drugs or hard, drugs or anything, or if you're drinking too much, you feel and you want to talk to someone, you can always talk to us. There is no shame in any of that stuff with us because we're just freaking humans. We're not superhumans, right? But, I think we are superhumans a little bit. Well, anyway, gang, the next video I'm going to do, I think, was working on the compass again. Because a lot of people want to learn how to try and move the compass. And I've kind of showed a few times how that step-up works. I spoke with him, I had the interview, of course, with him, and then I've had some conversations with him, yes. That's all I can really talk. Renee, what is that? That's the key. I love you guys. Well, thank you all so much for joining us, and I'm going to try and get this another piece of headgear, and this one is very expensive, but I think it would be really, really beneficial. Anyway, I love you guys. Much love. I'll see you soon. Love you guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Aine, Colleen, Super, first and foremost, I love you super so much. Everybody, Norberto, Colleen, I just love you guys. Thank you so much. And if you guys have any thoughts or insights about any of this stuff, we would love to hear your thoughts or your suggestions on any of this. If you have ideas, we would love to help. And